Hello? Hello? Hey, can you hear me now? Why do so many of you think I'm the killer? I am innocent. You should all pay careful attention to the evidence that the good people at Noble Nuts Media has. I better go now. The long-distance charges here are a killer.
Hi everyone, this is James Starrunner from Noble Nuts Media. I know many of you out there blame the phone guy for the murders at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. There are a lot of good theories about this, and even the great game theorist MatPat has dedicated a lot of time to figuring out the many mysteries behind the doomed pizzeria. There's a lot of information to digest. I hope you can all stomach the grim truth. But I really hope you can stomach it. I don't want people throwing up everywhere.
Boo! Bad joke! Boo! Get off the stage!
Anyways, let's get on with it. Here's some of the evidence that points to Phone Guy being the killer. We figure it's likely an employee that is the murderer. Someone with access to all the rooms. Being an employee of the company, Phone Guy could easily get his hands on any number of the suits. Phone Guy has a fascination with Foxy, and we see the Purple Man outside of Pirate's Cove in Foxy's minigame. In the minigame where you play as Freddy, you follow the puppet and have a random chance to see a Purple Man with what looks like a phone in his hand. When he touches you, the minigame ends. That doesn't sound good for the Phone Guy. But before I do anything else, we need to get our timeline in order. Bear with me. This will actually help prove that Phone Guy is innocent. So, we need to know if the second game is a prequel or not. MatPat did really good research with this and brought to light something I didn't think of before. MatPat had compared the paycheck you receive in the first and second games. Isn't it odd that you receive less money in the second game than the first? Well, the minimum wage would be lower in 1987 than it would a few years later. Even in the first game, where they have a smaller budget, they have to pay you more since the minimum wage went up. People also thought the first game took place before the second one because of the fact that the toy animatronics don't appear in the first game. This is a good case, but in the end of the second game, we get a newspaper clip that says, the new animatronics will be scrapped due to possible malfunctions. However, the original characters are being kept in hopes of a possible reorganization of the company. This would explain why we don't see the toy versions in the first game. There's something else to look at too. Phone Guy tells us on night 1 of game 2,
they've spent a small fortune on these new animatronics. Facial recognition, advanced mobility, they even let them walk around during the day.
Compare that call on the first night in the first game.
They used to be allowed to walk around during the day, too.
The animatronics used to walk around during the day in game 2, but not game 1. Almost immediately after, Phone Guy tells you of the bite of 87. If we take a look at Jeremy's check in game 2 at the end of his 5 days, we get a check dated for 11/12/1987. Mike's check in the first game also has the same month and day, but we can't see the year. But if the bite happened in 87, and the first game takes place after these events with a higher minimum wage, things start to make more sense. There certainly isn't a lot of time left in the second game for the bite to occur, and then Phone Guy actually has to tell you of the bite of 87 in the first game. Also, how can Phone Guy die in the first game and come back in the second game? We are not greeted by the Phone Guy as we know him in night 5 of the first game. All the evidence points to the second game happening first. There's a lot of things that make sense if the second game is a prequel, but I'm going to carry on as I will cover those later. Phone Guy, as we call him, was killed in night 4 of the first game. How can he dismantle the electronics if he's dead? Phone Guy pre-recorded his messages, and when you get around to hearing it, you are still dealing with fully functional animatronics. Phone Guy is innocent. If anything, we should be thanking Phone Guy for giving us the evidence to find the real killer. Now, if Phone Guy isn't the killer, who is? We don't know anyone else working at Freddy's in the second game. Or do we? In addition to yourself and the Phone Guy, there is also the Day Guard and Fritz Smith, the guy you play in the custom night in Game 2. Subscribe and stay tuned for the future episodes where we will reveal the killer and even more of the mysteries in the pizzeria. So, until next time, this is James Starrunner saying be good, have fun, and go nuts! See you next time!
Coming soon to Noble Nuts Media. Who done it? Was it Colonel Yellowpants, Lady Red Dress, Miss White Apron, or the 1905 Ottawa Senators? Tune in to find out.